Hello everyone, welcome to your Divine Masculine reading for the week ahead here. Please listen to the Divine Feminine reading if you want a balanced reading for your energies this week as to how to balance both of those within you. You can also use this reading to connect to what you consider the divine aspect of your life, and also as a partnership reading in relationship to you, your equal partner that you're in rapport with throughout the week, how to balance energies amongst yourselves there. You are with me. I'm the Oracle of the Feather Crown Tree here, and I'm so happy to be here doing this reading for you. So I'll kind of explain things as we go through. Do look for the timestamp below should you want to skip ahead to the intuitive section of the reading. I do read at first from the books to get messages from the authors of the cards. So our crowning card is from the Kama Sutra deck. This is really the expression of the union in its completion. And let's see what I'm getting here for us this week. I'm seeing this real sense of emotional support between the two energies, an equal seating in that the divine energy is definitely giving and the divine feminine is fully in her highest energy receiving. There is this hint towards movement. Maybe you're taking a temporary time out, but there will be travels somewhere, perhaps a very long travel, and this travel will be emotionally conducive to the relationship and also enlightened. It will be supported by the cosmic domain. And anything that may feel a little bit barren to this union is definitely in the background. It's not of issue this week. So we will start with the lower rung of cards here. They all represent cards in a position that is hidden to us in our subconscious. So on the far left, we are going to take a card from the Shaman's Oracle, and this card is about what is from our ancestry that is very, very deep, programmed into our DNA. And for you, we have the Shaman of Reflections. Reflections can be many things. For example, the thoughts we have in quiet moments before undertaking some new task, or times of contemplation when we can recognize things we have never before acknowledged about ourselves. The Shaman of Reflection teaches us to look in the mirror and be challenged by what we see. We may encounter a person or a situation or an aspect of our life that we have hidden from. This shaman holds a serpent of wisdom, symbolic of how the true answers reflected back to us can make us wiser. We must take heed and change paths accordingly. So the next card over is from the Oracle of the Black Doves of Africa, and you have detachment. This card is in the position of what's going on directly around you in your environment. It could be things from the media. It could be things going on with your family, your friends, your work, your neighborhood, your community, and even your world. So we have this is actually an action card, and it's representing when loss is an investment in peace, defeat is illusory. The broken rose symbolizes dispassionate thinking, detaching head from heart. Stop obsessing and completely let go of any emotional attachments related to the matter in question. The next card over is kind of magical. It's what is hidden, what is in the shadow, but it's what you're integrating that's in the shadow that is actually serving a purpose that is beautiful in your life. And from the Flowers of the Night Oracle, you have Chance, Darwin's Orchid. Either you or Divine Feminine had this one last week as well. Trust in the cycles and rhythms of life. This could be an ending, but also a beginning. And if you find yourself stagnant, perhaps you need to turn the wheel again of letting go or unblocking what it is that is holding you back. Chance comes to those playing the game, who are open to all possibilities and who trust that they deserve to win. Perhaps there is a need to change your tactics, to withdraw a little and see the bigger picture. From this viewpoint, new possibilities should be clear. A reward for effort is shown and the completion of a project or goal. But be wary of resistance from outside influences. Keep going. Things might not be smooth, but they are turning your way eventually. And then the last card in this tier is from the Water Crystal Oracle. This is in the position of repressed emotion. In the power sector of this deck, you have confidence. It is important that we treat water with respect and we work with all energy in a respectful way. If you choose one of the following words of power to amplify or to honor something in your life, be sure to do so in an attitude of humility and gratitude. The vibrational aspect of a word impart physical effects. Choose a card that has meaning for you. It may be something you want to increase in your life or something you want to honor or better understand. And once again, you have confidence for that card. Now we're going to move up to the realms of the higher energies, and we're going to take a card representative, and I don't mean to create a polarity out of this, but a more Western perspective and then a more Eastern perspective. So the first one will be from the Angel Oracle deck, and we have Raphael for that, the Archangel Raphael. This angel resides in the heaven of form. Its function is healing through joy, and its gifts can help us to seek the gift of healing. He shows us ways to heal ourselves. He helps us find the healing in nature and universal energy. Raphael is seen walking with a staff, or caduceus, entwined with a snake, symbolizing healing. He carries a water gourd, and in front of him leaps the curative fish. He is often shown with his right forefinger pointing up towards heaven in a gesture of reassurance and hope, reminding us where true healing comes from. And then from Buddha Wisdom Shakti Power, we have White Mahakala, God of prosperity and wealth. Wish others wealth and happiness. Yours will come too. White Mahakala is a fierce, fiery Dharma protector. The God of wealth and prosperity, he leans forward earnestly, offering you jewels and wealth in whatever form you desire. At the same time, he is looking around you to ward off anyone or anything that might obstruct your ability to accept the wealth he offers. The wealth can be anything that is needed, material things, love, or growth. He doesn't discriminate, but the gifts come about when there is an intent to create a flow within them. His ability to give is tied directly to the practitioner's wish to give. The gifts and treasures are a combination of what the practitioner needs to sustain himself so that he can help others, and the gifts that he can give to them. He personifies all that he is, and so he is surrounded by a sea of jewels, bubbling and roiling in a vast expanse, his scarf stirred up by the effulgence that flows from the well and endlessly pours out of him. He holds a skull cup and 3 jewels flaming inside it. They represent the 3 jewels of practice: the teacher, the teachings, and the spiritual community. They are the main gifts that he has to give, and they are the most powerful ones. Practitioners ask him to come and be present as they perform his puja by chanting the mantra invocation from the sandalwood grove, death grounds, like a swirling mass of white clouds of autumn. O white protector, supreme teaching guardian, playful emanation of Padma Pani, please come here, pouring rains of jewels. Now we're going to look at how we're integrating these 2 realms, the subconscious and the higher realms, into our daily lives. This first card that I'm going to represent here, or the middle row, is about the actual energy that you're embodying, and it is Varuna from the God and Goddesses deck. I bow down to Varuna, who lives in the oceans, is lord over the aquatic creatures, the deity of all liquids. May he ever bring us auspiciousness. The blessings of this card are navigation of the seas, success in fishing, forgiveness for transgressions, and increase in love between man and woman. The next card I like to sometimes refer to as the Eye of Providence in this spread is from the Archetypes deck. And this is the psyche that you're holding this week. And you have the poet, the artist, the witness, the truth teller. The poet's work is to feel immensely and not be afraid. They must seek out truth in the darkest corners of the world and carry it back for all to see. This unique capacity resides within us all, regardless of our relationship to creativity. When the poet energy is present, there is a call for deep honesty and reflection, for seeing the big picture within the little one. The poet rides effortlessly between the personal and universal. It's possible that others may not seem to listen or care about the poet's work, but do not be discouraged. The words of the poet ring true for centuries to come, soothing the wounds of despair and violence that captivate our world. The poet's work is never finished. Find your voice and trust that the wind will carry it. And then the last card will be the action that you can take this week with these energies that are on offer to you. And from the Starseed Oracle, we have the Golden Children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. Golden children, children of the sun, are highly advanced, extremely intelligent souls who are incarnating increasingly on planet Earth. They have little or no personal karma and possess incredible gifts and intuitive abilities. Golden children are born with a very clear mission. Many remember it from a young age and begin answering and sharing it early in life. Due to their unique intelligence, they may find themselves easily bored at school. Most have never incarnated on Earth before, and so, if they're not supported in the right way, they struggle with physical life here. They're often referred to as the new humans. If you pull this card, it may be a sign that you're being called to mother, father, or nurture a child. You may be called to tend to your own inner child, a creative idea or project, or a new beginning. To treat yourself or the new beginning with sweet, tender love, to nurture and nourish it, to give it every chance to grow and reach adulthood, to encourage it, to water it, to see the world through the innocence of a child, to see yourself and all others as innocent children, to remember that deep down everyone is trying their best, and if they're treated with a tender heart, they'll not harden as they journey through this great adventure called life. So the soul inquiry that we'll finish with is, how can you treat yourself or others more tenderly? All right, divine masculine, let's look at some intuitive qualities here emerging from this spread. Seems like in the deep, deep past, there was something that allowed you, like you came from some type of energy that was very heart-centered, and was almost like the heart was a map for how you presented yourself, how you mirrored yourself with your environment, how you navigated yourself in the world. There were things that were perhaps harmful, but you had a grasp on them, and your heart center was more powerful. You were also connected to higher frequencies in a way that you could integrate them into this heart center, although they by no means had control over you. You were sort of self-composed and strong in your identity, though somewhat lonesome perhaps. I do see a bit of like despair, disconnect with something that may have been growing that you loved, and it could feel a little bit fragmented and perhaps may wilt and pass away. But there's still a strong sense of like, I don't want to say hope, but there's still a strong presence of this. It hasn't completely fallen apart, but it may be beginning to. I am seeing something about you that really wants to soar with a, kind of like a far out idea. You may be turned away from it. It may be something that you're not even quite aware of yet, but that is powerful. So you may want to look into something on a cosmic level that could become a significant force in your reality. Your emotions this week feel very big, like they've really permeated your environment. They are a blend of what feels well expressed, well integrated, but there's a little bit of blurriness. You're not fully realized in your emotional self this week, and some of that's I apologize, Divine Masculine, for any interruptions. It is the 4th, and some neighbors are carrying on around me with their festivities. So I'm going to look now at your higher energies, and I am definitely seeing this strength of healing and keeping your emotional waters clean and healthy. So that's sort of what you're standing in. That is going to be your first layer of strength, is your emotional fortitude, and also being passionate enough for your health to take care of it and to look after it. You will be protected in this, and you will have the strength surrounding you to help, even if your inner strength feels a little bit weak. And you may even feel a little bit fearsome this week. There might be a lot that you're trying to mitigate in your environment. And you may be feeling a little bit unlike yourself, even a little bit unsettled. Things may feel kind of crazed around you. But there is a sense of change and mobility and things coming in as they're going out. Perhaps a lot of change for you. And what may feel a little bit dangerous is actually ennobling for you. It's really not an issue. So I think something that may be perceived as a challenge may actually help you grow. But you will need to try to orchestrate quite a bit and keep yourself busy with handling things as they are coming at you. I also see that you may be protected by a lot of feminine energy. That's holding you in, holding your interests in their best interests. And this could be a lot of strong, emotional, feminine energy that is of the highest good for you. That's really wishing you well. Like I said, just really wanting your best interest. There may be some moments like where you just have this total loss of self. You may feel a lot of darkness, and your thoughts may feel somewhat dark as well, and that you're just sort of fading into other realities, other dimensions, which could be beautiful. It could be inspiring you. And it's always healthy to sometimes let go of our identity, our hold on our ego. And I feel like you're almost grasping, you're not even looking, but you're just sort of feeling something that may be more intuitive to you, something that does feel more feminine and illuminated as a source of new inspiration, or to help you just release what you're over-identifying with as self. And it feels like you may feel a little bit disconnected from what feels like your community. The entire community may feel a little bit barren to you. But I do see this strong sense of looking towards something in the distance, in the future, that will allow you with others to sort of rebirth a sense of community, something that could perhaps be better than it was before. And built with higher energy, a higher mind involved with it, and more creative potential than before even. And I'm just going to take one more glance at your crowning card again to see if anything else comes up. Yeah, I just really see this balance of union here of the male and female energies. There is a sense of, which I didn't mention before, of sort of being seated on instinct as well, and that instinct is adorned and trusted and comfortable for you. So thank you for joining me for this week's reading, and I'm wishing you bright blessings for the week ahead. Take really good care of yourself and everyone you love, and please join me again when you can. Bye now.